I'm Alex Paulton. I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Talking Timepieces, where we talk about watch collecting and horology. We're here at Geneva Watch Days, and I'm very lucky to have the CEO of HYT, Vi Vartsbed, my apologies, but I'll just say Vi from now on if that's okay with you. And, the thing about HYT is you're the fluid company.
It's correct. I mean, we're the only one to indicate time with fluids. So we are completely unique in our field. We propose timepieces that indicate times with fluids.
Well, the thing about modern horology is it's important to be able to tell the time accurately, but in a world where you don't need to wear a watch, you should wear a watch, but wear one with some character, with some individuality to it. And you can't get more individual than this.
It's true. I mean, we don't produce a lot of pieces. It's quite exclusive. We have a limited production, and we like to show our creativity through our very signature time display.
Now, what made you think of, I recognize it's a unique way to do it, but what made you think liquid?
The very first use of the liquid was like maybe 1,600 years ago with the clepsydra to measure the time.
Water clocks.
Exactly. So when people had to measure the time of speech of two persons, they were using water that was dropping into another vase. And the very first idea of HYT was to use this, to indicate time. So go back to the roots of one of the first measure of time.
Very, very cool, Vi. Now, I understand there was also a lot of engineering had to go into making sure that the liquid was immiscible, doesn't mix and can leave you a nice clean meniscus or, yeah. Yep. So how much of effort went into that?
A lot of efforts. If you consider the full development, and we always try to improve the fluidic module, the indication of time. We've been through the fact that liquid also react to the temperature, so we need to master the thermal. We had to introduce what we call the thermal compensator to make sure that when it's too hot and the liquid starts to expand, we are able to hold it to indicate very precisely the time. And on the other way around, when it's too cold and it's the liquid starts to shrink, we need to make sure to push it to make always a very precise indication of time.
Well, I didn't even think about that whole aspect of the thermal expansion and compression. That must have been an entirely additional set of engineering work that you had to go through for that.
Exactly. That was, we have the help of our supplier on the fluidic module to make sure everything works perfectly. And I spoke about the thermal compensator, but I can also speak about the coating inside the capillary, because every kind of fluid have a certain adherence to glass. So we need to make sure when it's 6 p.m. and the time is going back to its original position, there is no residue or stain inside the tube. So they had to develop a very specific coating inside the capillary.
Very cool, Vi. Now are these are the current lineup, or these are just some of the current lineup?
The T1 series has been launched in April 2024, and we have a permanent collection with 4 references. At Geneva Watch Days, we decided to introduce 3 references. The millesime edition. It means that they are not limited in quantity, they are limited in time until April 2025, and then we stop the production.
So you'll sell as many as people buy, but then you'll stop making them after a year.
Exactly, and it's open to all our retailer network.
Very cool. Now, why don't you tell us a little bit about these pieces? I've got this beautiful one in purple here. What is that?
So the T1 series, so we decided to use a purple dial, but it's not like it's not a flat dial. It's a satin vertical finish dial, so you can see the different kind of shades.
I do see the patterning, yes.
Exactly, and we also introduced the green one and the chocolate dial. So the one on the green dial is the titanium case, the purple one titanium case, and the chocolate dial is with the gold case. What we also introduced with this new collection is the possibility to quickly change the strap.
And that's why you have this collection of straps here.
Exactly. And then you can also pick any kind of strap and you put it back.
Very cool.
and then you have a completely new piece.
Well, my philosophy is if you've got a watch and 3 straps, you have 3 watches.
Exactly. And that's the purpose.
Very, very nice. Now, I also see it has a power reserve.
Yes, we indicate the power reserve. We have a movement that has 72 hours of power reserve.
And then when you look in the back and you see that bellows mechanism, the metal bellows, that's a lot of, again, lots and lots of engineering work going on in this watch.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you have to consider that we have two movements inside one timepiece. So that's a little volume, and we had to accommodate one mechanical movement and one fluidic module. So you have 2 movements inside one timepiece.
Very nice.
And those bellows are extremely sensitive. So the mechanical movement is working exactly like any kind of watch. It has barrel, escapement, balance wheel, everything like a mechanical watch. The only thing that is changing is that the gear train is not driving our hand, it's pushing a bellow. So the energy is transmitted into the bellow, filled with the color liquid, and when it's pushed, it has the right pace to indicate the time, to show the hours.
Very nice. Was there anything else you wanted to tell us about these pieces before I let you go today?
No, everything is fine. You have to tell me maybe the one you like.
Well, actually, I must admit, I like this one. I like the green, but then again, green is always a nice color,
Yeah.
But these are such unique, striking, different pieces. I'm really interested in these, and I'm really glad you brought them into the marketplace, frankly. I mean,
Thank you.
The variety is the spice of life, and if every watch was just a boring 3-hander, what's the fun in that?
We decided also to introduce liquid inside timepiece, and that's exactly what all watchmakers try to avoid for the last 400 years. So it's also a way to challenge everything.
Very cool. I really appreciate you taking the time at this very busy show to talk to us.
Thank you so much.